Maurizio, welcome. We're here for another interview, and this time we have something very exciting to share. I mean, I had a preview, but I'm gonna let you do the reveal. It's a new product from GemaTEG, and it is the second version, the second major generation of DaTEG, DaTEG 2.0. So let's dive right in. What is DaTEG 2.0 in simple terms for somebody who's new to GemaTEG?
First of all, we did it. And this was very challenging, Guillaume. That's the great news. Second of all, even more important is
Yes.
DaTEG is the response that GemaTEG has conceived and developed for the next generation of chip for AI. So it's a new system that opens up incredible opportunity to unlock all the potentials of AI.
Okay.
It is an active system, but most importantly, is an integrated system. So there's a lot around that, and it has the state of the art of the technology that the GemaTEG team was able to put together.
Okay. And okay, so if I were to explain to somebody in lay term, it's still, the flagship, the signature, a number one item that comes in the GemaTEG solution for thermal management. So it's a system that regulates temperature exactly where and when we want it on the chip. Did I get that right?
Totally.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm getting better at this.
Professional.
All right. So tell me a little bit about why this matters now with the direction that chips and AI infrastructure are heading. Not even a day, but a minute when we don't hear about AI. So why does this matter now? What does DaTEG 2.0 matter now?
So there are fundamentally three issues around AI today. Number one, you have chip that consume a lot of power, unprecedented amount of power, and the technology that are designed to address these issues are technology that have been around for many, many years. So the ability to improve and to keep up with the pace starting to be limited. That's the one issue. So we're talking about solutions that chiplet that can produce the same amount of power of an oven in a space of basically a cell phone. Second of all, you have chiplet that are not uniform. What I mean by that, you have different region that requires a different temperature control. And that's another complexity that comes with the artificial intelligence typical workloads.
Okay.
The third element that is even more compelling on all this is related to data centers and workloads in data centers are not constant. You have inference, you have training, you have all sort of things that are going on. And this keeps switching the way the chiplet are utilized. So you're not talking anymore of hotspot area, little tiny dots inside of the chip that gets hot. You're talking about regions that are exercised differently depending on what you're asking the technology to make it. And temperature becomes extremely important here. So you can see definitely that finally the time has come for GemaTEG to shine, because temperature control not only allows you to keep the chiplet to operating always at its maximum performance, and this is super relevant because sustainability becomes an issue. But not only that, but also allows you the chiplet per se to actually address the switching of the loads.
Yeah, so it's not cooling, it's temperature control. So now that we're
Intelligent, smart,
and
sorry.
smart and okay,
Sorry.
yeah, no, that's good. That's a good point. Yeah, because smart active temperature control.
Correct.
That's the thing. Okay, so now that we're getting situated, so GemaTEG has had a first generation of DaTEG. Now we're on to DaTEG 2.0. I'm dying to see the product in a moment. What is new with this version?
The ability of this new version is that it's all integrated. So you have one single package that looks and feels like any other liquid cooling solution that goes on top of the chiplet. So it's deceivingly simple from that regards, but internally it's very complex because it has different regions that does different job depending on the way the chip is operating. So you have an active element that control specifically the temperature. You have passive element, single phase, dual phase. You basically are in a package, you are able to integrate the entire know-how and expertise, not only of GemaTEG, but the state-of-the-art of thermal management and heat extraction, all in one package. On top of that, there's also being an active element, you have electronics and software that can control it so that you can actually respond real time, very fast. And that's another important element.
Right.
We are the first solution in the market that has this new dimension, that is how fast are we responding to the charging or the changing of workloads in a chiplet. So it's very exciting because it's in a very extremely compact envelope. You have multiple technology that are orchestrated to obtain maximum performance. And this is a total innovative concept. Very important. It's not only we've been working at this for at least the past 2 years. But most importantly, there's a patent associated with that that covers this project. And third element, we're ready. We're ready for the market.
Awesome. You were, so the patent was published not very long ago. Do you want to walk us, at a high level through what this, just to highlight that difference on DaTEG, DaTEG 2.0? Do you want to walk us really quickly through?
Let me show you pictures. Pictures sometimes it's worth thousands of words.
Okay, yeah, that's better. Absolutely.
So basically, let me show you pictures of the system. I cannot reveal, as you can understand, I cannot reveal necessarily the product yet, but these pictures gives you an understanding of what the system does. Okay, let me share it for you.
It's today we're teasing, we're pre-announcing, announcing.
So
okay, but we're gonna show the final product. We're having product images done. We're gonna have show that later.
So this package, this is the CAD model, but basically is a representation of the product. And again, it looks and feels like another cold plate. But internally, as I was mentioning, it has different regions that are operating under different type of workload. You have active elements, you have an area where you can actually distribute the heat properly so that you can actually remove any disuniformity on the chiplet per se. And then you have the portion that allows the mechanism to transfer the heat to the outside. Now, one of the major challenge of this type of a solution, and also on the new generation of chiplet, is also how do you test it? Because you don't have the chiplet, you don't have the chip available to do all the testing. And there are elements, there are test beds that are called thermal test vehicles. Unfortunately, the thermal test vehicles that are available right now in the market are all planar. What I mean by that is they give you an indication on temperature on different zone of the chip, but not on the substrate. Since the chip are becoming complex, they are 3D. Imagine a chiplet as a 3D structure, becomes super relevant to understand what is happening inside of the chip. And the test bed that are available right now can do the job. So we were able to, we had two.
They cannot do the job, right? I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah. So they help you test on the areas, but not on the density, not on the inside the chip. Okay, I get it.
That is super important because again, GemaTEG is an ecosystem of solutions. And here is the pictures of and just to make sure that it's real, this picture is actually while we were building it. The system provides you it's definitely not a super fancy picture, but at least gives you, for those that are interested in the technology,
the behind the curtain.
What's going on behind the curtain.
Okay.
These device is super important because it's the first system that actually provides, while you're doing the testing, temperature probes at every level of the chiplet per se. So I can tell exactly how the chip is getting hot, not only on the surface, but on all the substrates. If you discuss that with chip makers or with any others that are involved in the market, this is something that has never been done before.
Yeah.
So the solution that we have provided is not only innovative in the sense of the product, but also innovative also in sense of how we test it and how we prove that it are right. Usually when you do testing, chips are not available, and you have to basically survive with what the market is providing. And there's nothing as sophisticated that we are showing you in this picture.
So one thing I'm curious about here is,
Mhm.
the difference. The difference is obvious. Clearly, there's nothing like that, and it's due mainly to the fact that we are at GemaTEG in a different paradigm. We're not about cooling. We're about, again, temperature control, thermal management. So with that mindset shift, I'm wondering about the positive impact that this has on GemaTEG's customers as far as speed of deployment is concerned. How does it accelerate deployment?
So again, we are not talking about a prototype anymore. We have a
Mhm.
product that is ready to market,
Okay.
and also another important element, this product has been designed with proofing in mind. So we're
Mhm.
not done something that is confined to a family of chiplet, and then when you shift to the next level, you're going to be in trouble because you have to start the work all over from scratch, as
Mhm.
happens in every liquid cooling solution that is right now in the market.
Mhm.
So the beauty is not only we're ready now, but we're
Mhm.
ready for the next 2 or 3 generation down the road that will somehow, and every generation there's a big jump in the power, and we were
Mhm.
able to somehow predict this
Mhm.
and be ahead of the curve. So this is not just simply an attempt. This is a consolidated effort to make sure that the problem is addressed once and forever, at least for the next 3 to 5 generation of chiplet. The readiness is measured by the fact that we have been testing this solution for a year.
Mhm.
So we could have easily discussed this and present this to the market last year
Mhm.
when the product was ready, but we were not able to test it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So right now we get into the point where we actually achieved the readiness that we were anticipating in our solution.
Okay, wonderful. So the product is ready now. Um, Imagine I am in the market. I am one of your customers, and I'm wondering, okay, is this product for us? Who is DaTEG 2 really for today, and what kind of customers or use case it would benefit the most?
So the strategy fundamentally has not changed. So ideally, we are trying to get closer and closer to the chip maker because this provides an opportunity for implementation integration right off the bat. So
Mhm.
whoever's building data centers, servers, and so on gets this product as part of the package.
Mhm.
But at the same time, we are also, as it's our in our history, we are also working very closely with data centers. Right now, there are two kind of type of the data
Yeah.
centers that we're
Yeah.
talking about. The first one are the ones that are starting to implement the new chiplet in
Mhm.
their structures, and of course they are worried about the fact that at every new generation of chiplet, they will have to invest a lot of money. There's a big problem with the retrofit of data centers in general
Mhm.
because you are investing, especially now, a lot of money
Mhm.
in these architectures, and the ability to have something that extend the life of your data centers or is ready for retrofit is great. And then
Mhm.
this second family of customers can also benefit for the other portion of the ecosystem that we have developed that is related to the way you control this system.
Mhm.
So right now we have installations worldwide, and in this installation we are running AI algorithms
Mhm.
to optimize specifically the utilization of the data center of our DaTEG, so that they always get maximum performance or maximum whatever the KPI they have,
Right.
PUE, efficiency, whatever. So these data centers have this ability to actually not only enjoy the hardware portion, but also the control and the optimization.
Yeah, so two categories, the chip manufacturers and then data centers who are concerned with not only with building, growing their capacity, but also looking at the future and thinking, okay, this we're gonna have to, it goes so fast, we're gonna have to retrofit this. So how does this, how can we keep up? That's very relevant to that market. Um, if you wanted to leave us with one key message, because I I think recently we've had a lot of conversation at GemaTEG as far as things that people expect from AI, but they don't necessarily understand that is happening in terms of the hardware required to power the next agentic revolution. So what should people understand about GemaTEG that they might miss if they are only thinking of just the either the um, agentic portion or the cooling concept?
Yes, I mean, first of all, you may want to go to the Oscar-winning performance of our CEO that
Yes.
provide a pretty good understanding on
Oh
this, and
yeah.
I think there's something that we can post it, and
Yeah, and I think
there's
what
a
we'll,
link.
you know what we'll do, Maurizio? In
Mhm.
this video, I'm gonna add, so somewhere it will be on the screen. I'm gonna add the link to that video. So if you're watching this video, you can watch exactly that that presentation from Manfred Markevich from GemaTEG.
There's a very interesting. First of all, it's an exciting time to be around because
Hmm.
this industry in this market has no precedence in history. There's a big revolution, and things are happening pretty fast, and also are happening at the speed that sometimes are difficult to cope.
Hmm.
Everybody is, of course, fascinated by the new agentic revolution. If you have Claude, if you have ChatGPT, if you have any other
Yeah.
agentic, you will see that they will become more and more pervasive in your workflow. The more we're going to use it, and the more we're going to take a benefit and advantage in every element aspect of our work.
Hmm.
What we forget is that those type of agents, to become more pervasive, will require a lot of computing power.
Hmm.
A lot of computing power means a big workload on the infrastructures.
Hmm.
So thinking about AI just as a agentic, as sophisticated as they are, we're missing a major point. We're missing of the infrastructure that is based on that. And I'm not the only one saying it. I mean, there's a very interesting interview with Elon Musk where he was discussing why he wants to build data center in space, and the issue is simply
Hmm.
scalability. Software engineer or users, you're up for a rude awakening if you think that you have infrastructure or computing power at lib, and you can do it as many as you want.
Hmm.
This is where GemaTech wants to be in a very unique way, because we are software, we are hardware, we're both.
Yeah.
And the concept is the mantra of GemaTech, which is integration. We strongly believe that, and in a future where agentic is not only running your workflow, but is also running data centers in a
Hmm.
way where specifically optimized for maximum efficiency of your data centers.
Okay, wonderful. Manfred, sorry, Maurizio. I had Manfred in mind because
That's okay.
I gotta remember to
It's a
speak
very
to
pervasive presence, so we understand that.
Maurizio. Manfred
We will love
Markevich
him.
is a CEO of GemaTEG and Maurizio's Chief Creative Officer of GemaTEG. They're co-founders, and yeah, you guys make this strong tandem. I'm like always, I always have you both in mind. So we're gonna add that video of Manfred, presenting.
Please.
Yeah, that last message, I hope reaches more and more and more people. I want to thank you for this time, Maurizio, and I'm really, really looking forward to now getting my own DaTEG maybe for my server at my house or
Okay.
in my own data center, unboxing it, and unlocking the bottlenecks that limits the AI revolution.
Just one comment, since
Sure.
we mentioned
Yeah.
Manfred. I mean, Manfred is talking about democratization of AI. It means that
Hmm.
getting AI available, similar to what Microsoft were discussing a long time ago of having a desktop on every house.
Everywhere,
That's
yeah.
what we're trying to do.
Mhm.
And the effort between the first generation of data and the new generation of data gives you an understanding that we're going smaller in space, but more complex and more sophisticated and more
Mhm.
powerful.
Mhm.
Therefore, we are unlocking the possibility of having AI everywhere, really, literally everywhere.
I'm aware of some of the developments, some of the things brewing internally at GemaTEG, but I am not allowed or able to reveal anything. But if you're watching this video and you're wondering where can I learn more about GemaTEG and where we post our news, follow us here on our website, gemateg.com. We have a full solution section that describes our latest news and products and also our latest development in real time. Thank you so much, Maurizio. My name is
Thank
Guillaume
you.
Viatre and Maurizio Miozza, and we will see you in the next interview.
Thank you so much.